Hi, good morning students. Welcome to intermediate online classes. First year botany. Please write down the syllabus of first year botany. In first year botany, you have 7 units and 30 chapters. So the first unit name is diversity in the living world. It has 4 chapters. Chapter 1, the living world. Chapter 2, biological classification. Chapter 3, science of plants, botany. Chapter 4, Plant Kingdom. Unit 2, Structural Organization in Plants. It has only one chapter. Morphology of flowering plants. Unit 3, Reproduction in plants. It has 2 chapters. Chapter 6, Modes of Reproduction. Chapter 7, Sexual Reproduction in flowering plants. Unit 4, Plant Systematics. It has only one chapter. Chapter 8, Taxonomy of Angiosperms. Unit 5, Hi, good morning students. Welcome to intermediate online classes, first year botany. Please write down the syllabus of first year botany. In first year botany, you have 7 units and 13 chapters. So the first unit name is diversity in the living world. It has 4 chapters. Chapter 1, the living world. Chapter 2, biological classification. Chapter 3, science of plants, botany. Chapter 4, Plant Kingdom. Unit 2, Structural Organization in Plants. It has only one chapter. Morphology of flowering plants. Unit 3, Reproduction in plants. It has 2 chapters. Chapter 6, Modes of Reproduction. Chapter 7, Sexual Reproduction in flowering plants. Unit 4, Plant Systematics. It has only one chapter. Chapter 8, Taxonomy of Angiosperms. Unit 5, Cell structure and functions. In this unit, we have 3 chapters. Chapter 9, the unit of life. Chapter biomolecules. Chapter 11, cell cycle and cell division. Unit 6, internal organization of plants. It has only one chapter. Chapter 12, Histology and Anatomy of Flowering Plants. Unit 7, Plant Ecology. So chapter 13, Ecological Adaptation, Succession and Ecological Services. So in the first chapter, the living well, you can study about the different types of organisms, how they are living in the nature, what are the functions and activities of the different types of organisms. In chapter 2, biological classification, all organisms, as you know, in the nature can be classified into different categories. In chapter 3, you have to study the introduction of botany, how the botany is emerged as a separated special discipline in the science, and the study of contribution of various scientists and different branches of botany you have to study in this chapter. In the fourth chapter, different types of plant groups are present in the plant kingdom. So there are algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms. So the general characters of various types of plants can be studied in this chapter. So in the first chapter, so living well, second chapter biological classification, in chapter 3 science of plants of botany, in chapter 4 plant kingdom, you can study about the various types of organisms, characters and their classification, and you can study the different groups of plants. In fifth chapter, morphology of flowering plants. So in the morphology of flowering plants, so you can study the parts of the plant body: root, stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. Generally we can see the different parts of the plant body in the plant. You can study step by step structure of root, stem, leaves, flowers and fruits, and their modifications also. Plants are very suitable and they grow on the soil and different habitats, but to adjust the environment, the plant part shows roots, stems and leaves shows different changes in their shape to adapt the particular environment. So such modifications can also studied in this chapter. In the unit 3, reproduction in plants. So chapter 6, modes of reproduction, how the plants are reproduced. In chapter 7, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So how the plants perform sexual reproduction. Like animals, plants also performs reproduction and they can multiply their species. In chapter 8, taxonomy of angiosperms. So what is meant by taxonomy? So in taxonomy you can study different aspects. So identification, nomenclature and classification of various plants can be studied in this chapter. In chapter 9 you can study the structure of cell and their cell organelle. So the unit of life, that is called a cell. So you can study the ultra microscopic structure of a cell and different cell organelle of the cell. Biomolecules in chapter 10, you can study the different macromolecules present in the bio-living organisms. For example, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, nucleic acids, lipids. So all this biomolecule structure and their function and their uses can be studied in this chapter. In 11th chapter, cell cycle, cell division. You know that every organism is made up of number of cells. Each cell shows a cell cycle. So what are the different stages of cell during its growth? How the cell undergoes division. In lower classes you have studied mitosis and meiosis. So due to mitosis one cell becomes two cells. But in meiosis, one cell becomes four cells. So mitosis occurs in vegetative cells and meiosis occurs in reproductive cells. In 12th chapter, histology and anatomy of flowering plants. So in flowering plants, we can find the different types of tissues and tissue systems. Root, stem, leaf, flower and pods. So I have different types of tissues like parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, complex tissues like xylem and phloem. You know in lower classes, xylem conducts water, phloem conducts food materials. So now in this year you can study the different parts of the xylem, different parts of the phloem tissue and various types of vascular bundles, and you can study the internal structure of root, stem and leaf in this chapter. In 13th chapter, ecological adaptation, succession and ecological services. What do you know about ecology? Anybody? Okay. Study of plants in relation to environment is called as ecology. So how the plants are succeeded to establish their life on the soil. And what are the different uses of plants to the human life. So all these aspects, all the use of plants can be studied in this chapter. So after 14 chapters, so you can study the only chapters only. So you have 7 units and 13 chapters. Due to COVID-19, the first year botany syllabus is reduced to, so 30% the syllabus is reduced, so only you can study remaining 70% syllabus. So out of 13 chapters, so chapter 6, modes of reproduction, please note down, modes of reproduction, and 7th chapter, sexual reproduction in flowering plants are deleted. So these two chapters cannot studied for examination purpose. Only the remaining syllabus chapters are present. So the remaining chapters also a little bit of unimportant topics were deleted. So we can discuss chapter wise. But totally, completely the third unit is deleted in our syllabus due to the pandemic COVID-19. Okay. Today, I want to explain about first chapter, the living world. Students, please note down the important points in the notes and keep a separate notebook for botany. So while explaining, so you have to record and note the important points and synopsis of the chapter. Then it will be which can perform or which can source growth and reproduction is called as a organism. Please write down the definition of living organism, an individual which shows growth and reproduction is called as a living organism. So these living organisms can perform different types of metabolic activities. So what are the diversity can be seen by you in different types of organisms present in the nature. How they categorize and how they classify the different types of organisms into various groups in taxonomic categories. In taxonomic aids, so different types of aids are there. So different types of instruments are there to identify the different types of plants. But due to pandemic, in this first chapter, the red color indicating topics were deleted. So in this chapter, so you cannot study the aspects like what is living, diversity in the living world, and taxonomic aids. You have only taxonomic categories only. So in this chapter, you can study the only one aspect, taxonomic categories. So you know that plants, you know the main organisms are plants, animals. What is a plant? So autotrophic organisms in the nature are called as a plants. What do you mean by autotrophs? They are individuals or organisms which can prepare their food materials own. That is called autotrophs. Plants are autotrophs and animals are heterotrophs. So organisms which depend on plants for their food are called as heterotrophs. So plants are different types, from algae to angiosperms, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. In angiosperms, dicot plants, monocot plants. So different groups of plants are there. So all the plants how they are growing in different types of habitats. You cannot find all the plants in a similar habitat. Some plants grow in soil only, called as mesophytes. That is plants growing in mesic habitats. Plants grow in habitat which receives moderate rainfall and moderate temperature are called as mesophytes. So some plants growing in the water. Some plants grow in the water. Such plants are called as hydrophytes. Their plant body is completely adapted to the water. Some plants growing in the mountains. On the top of the hills you can see the ferns. You cannot find some plants growing in the mountains cannot adapt to the normal soil. Some plants growing in lakes, margins of lakes. Some plants growing in deserts, xerophytes. So in xerophytic conditions, so the habitat cannot receive the moderate rainfall and moderate temperature, but this habitat, deserts, can receive the low rainfall and high temperature. You can also find the growing of plants in oceans also, and also hot springs. extremely high temperatures. So this you know that this plant is a water plant, Victoria regia. So this plant leaves has largest leaves in the plant kingdom, especially particular to the in hydroponic plants. So this plant possesses a maximum size of leaves. And this is the euphorbia plant, xerophytic plant. This is the aquatic plant or hydrophyte, and this is the xerophyte. So you can find this all different types of plants growing in various habitats. So this plants growing at high altitudes on the top of the hill slopes. Arcaria species, Cycas, Pinus, Netum. So all the gymnosperms are growing at the high altitudes at the top of the hills. And this is the Icornia craspus, Gurrapu dekka aku. So it is commonly growing in polluted areas where the water is stagnant and polluted. In such areas, Pistia and Icornia. Pistia is the Antara Tamara. Icornia is the Gurrapu dekka aku. So these plants growing in polluted water bodies. And this plant is growing in water where the sea water and river water merges. So these plants are also called as halophytes or mangroves. Please write down mangroves, MANGROVES, mangroves. So these plants prefer to grow in saline water. So these plants produces respiratory roots. Have you heard the term respiratory roots? Okay, in the lower classes you may not be heard the word breathing roots. So the breathing roots and respiratory roots are found only in mangrove plants. These are the Rhizophora and Avicennia. In Rhizophora and Avicennia, you can see the presence of breathing roots or respiratory roots. And this is the xerophytic plant, Euphorbia. So it grows in desert soils. So where the habitat receives so minimum rainfall and high temperature. In hot springs, so you know some of the microbes, bacteria also grow in extreme temperature conditions also. So in organisms, plants, animals and microbes shows growth in various habitats. So you know the biology. What is the definition of biology? Study of living organisms is called as a biology. So biology has mainly two branches, botany and zoology. So study of plants and their characters is called as a botany. Study of plants and their characters. Please write down the definition. Study of plants and their characters is called as a botany. The term botany was derived from Botany. Bous means cattle. Bouskin means cattle feed. So this Bouskin is gradually changed into botany. So what is meant by botany? Study of plants and their characters. So what is zoology? Study of animals and their characters is called as zoology. So in first year botany, the first chapter the living world has only one topic in your syllabus, that is taxonomic categories. So how all the plants categorized into various groups. What do you know about taxonomy? It is one important branch of botany. Anybody tell me definition of taxonomy? So taxonomy can be defined as identification, nomenclature and classification of plants is called as taxonomy or plant taxonomy. So these are the main three important points and aspects. Identification. So by seeing the plant, you cannot give the name. So you can determine whether it is known earlier or not. It's called as identification. Suppose you are seeing the Mamdi, mango or hibiscus. If you already know the name, so you can identify it is a mango, it is a hibiscus. So it is Vari, Goduma, Kandi, Senaga, Pesara. So if you go to the forest, so you cannot give the name because they are not familiar to you. So in such plants, so you can identify the plants by using a literature. The second step is a nomenclature. So naming of the plant is called as nomenclature. So especially the binomial nomenclature can be used for naming the plants. So in binomial nomenclature, so naming of the organism or plant with the two words is called as a binomial nomenclature. The first word indicates or represents genus and the second word indicates species. So both genus and species words together called as scientific name or biological name. So all the biological names and scientific names should be in a Latin language. So the biological name of mango, Mamdi, is Mangifera indica. Mangifera is the genus and indica is the species. For example, Vari, paddy, Oryza sativa, Mandara, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, Kandi, Khazanus khazan. Here we observe only two words for each name of the plant. So the first word is a genus and second word is a species. Okay, understood? You can also write the name of the scientist who given name to the plant. So the name of the scientist should be abbreviated at the end of the scientific name. For example, Pyrus malus L full stop. So Pyrus is the genus of apple, malus is the species epithet or species name of apple, and L stands for Linnaeus. Who is Linnaeus? He is the scientist who gave the scientific name to the apple. So he has given the scientific name Pyrus malus to the apple plant, hence his name is abbreviated at the end of the scientific name. So in a nomenclature, so you can give the scientific names to the each plant and each individual. Next, third step is the classification. It has a hierarchy of steps. Hierarchy of steps. Classification is the grouping of plants or separation of organisms or separation of plants or individuals into various groups due to the similar characters. Suppose if the plant showing one character, for example, simple leaves, so hibiscus and mangifera, so all the leaves showing a simple leaves grouped under one category. And compound leaves, moringa, munaga, coriander, sativa, dhaniyal. For example, hibiscus is a simple leaf and gossypum is a compound leaf. So moringa, oleifera, munaga. So based on the leaf or based on the flowers also, we can classify the plants into different groups. Plants with maybe differentiated into different groups based on the corolla also. Suppose polypetalous corolla. So in hibiscus, mandara, in ananas squamosa, sitapalam. So in these plants we can find the Nelumbo newsfera, tamara. In these plants the petals are free. So the plants which shows free petals kept under the polypetalae. So we can group the plants which have united corolla or united petals in a separate group like gamopetalae. For example, datura, umeta, you are seeing common wild and medicinal plant, datura metal, umeta. And tomato, Lycoperdicum esculentum, vanga లేదా వంకాయ, Solanum melanina, బంగాళదుంప, Solanum tuberosum. So in these plants and also gummadi, familiar plant, Cucurbita maxima. In this plant the petals are united, hence they are kept under a separate group, gamma petalae. Like, so all the various groups based on their similarities is called as classification. So the classification of plants has a hierarchy of steps, different steps. So arrangement of plants in ascending order, arrangement of plants in various groups based on the similar characters. So what do you know about taxon? It is a very important term for 2 marks question also. Define taxon. So taxon is the basic unit of classification. Basic unit of classification. Please note down. So there are several categories in the classification of plants. There are kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus and species. So the lowest taxon is the species. The highest taxon is the kingdom. Are you clarified? So the basic unit of classification is called a taxon. There are several categories in the plant classification, namely kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus and species. So shall we discuss about different categories one by one. So all these taxonomic units arranged in a hierarchy, stepwise manner. So here kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus and species. So this is the lowest taxonomic unit and this is the highest taxonomic unit. Okay? This is the hierarchy of the plant classification. In every plant classification we can find all these categories. See, the lowest category is the species. So the highest category is the kingdom. So first we can discuss about the species. What do you know about the species? Jati. So species is a group of organisms with the fundamental similarities is called as species. So a group of plants which can reproduce among themselves to generate the next plants is called as a species. Please write down the definition. A group of organisms with the fundamental similarities and reproduce among themselves are called as a species. For examples, Mangifera indica, Mamidi. Mangifera indica is the botanical name or scientific name of a Mamidi. Next one, Nicotiana tabacum, Pogak, Nicotiana tabacum. Solanum tuberosum, Bangaladappa. Chrysanthemum indicum. This is the Chrysanthemum indicum. These are different varieties of a chrysanthemum. So white, yellow, rose, flowers. So these are the different types of varieties of chamanti, chrysanthemum indicum. So this is the one species. Mangifera is the one species. Nicotiana tabacum is the other species. Solanum tuberosum is the other species. And Chrysanthemum indicum is the other species of plant. So this plant cannot reproduce with this plant. And this plant cannot reproduce this plant. Only among the plants of Mangifera only reproduction takes place. So that is why it is called a separate species or separate entity. And this is the separate species. And this is separate species. Like that, so a group of plants or organisms which can reproduce among themselves due to the fundamental similarities is called as species. So species is the lowest taxonomic category. Next one is the genus. So a group of related species is called as a genus. So genera is the plural and genus is the singular. So a group of closely related species are kept under the genus. Suppose tuberosum, Solanum tuberosum, Bangaladampa, Solanum nigrum, Kamanchi, Solanum melangina, so Vankaya, Vanga. So this is the flowers of Solanum tuberosum, Bangaladampa, and this is the Kamanchi inflorescence, Solanum nigrum. So this is the flower of Vanga, Solanum melangina. So if you observe here, so the petals are very closely related. Hence they kept under the genus Solanum. Here Solanum is a genus word. You know that in the scientific name, the first word is the genus and second word is the species. So if you observe these three plants, so the first word is the same, Solanum. So that is the genus. But the red color words, tuberosum, nigrum, melangina are the different. Because these are the words of the species. So if the word is changed, so automatically the plant is changed. Hence, so a group of closely related species kept under the same genus. So genus is the singular word and genera is the plural word. So in the scientific name, so it has two words. So genus and species, both words together named as a scientific name or biological name. Okay, are you understood? So next category is family. So a group of related genera. So for example, capsicum is a mirapa, cestrum, night queen, lycopersicum, tomato, nicotiana, tobacco, solanum, vanga. So all these genera have similar characters or closely resemble with one another. Hence, they kept under the family Solanaceae. So family can be defined as closely related genera is called as family. Next, order. A group of similar families. For example, Convolvulaceae and Solanaceae. So these families have the similar number of stamens and a similar number of carpels. Hence they kept under the order Polymoniaceae. Polymoniaceae. So order can be defined as a group of similar families. Please write down the definitions of each category. Next, class. So a group of related orders is called as a class. So for example, Dicots is one of the class. It has several orders. For example, malvaceae, the roseaceae and polymoniaceae. So all these plants kept under the different types of orders are grouped under the class Dicots. Dicots. Plants with or seeds with two cotyledons. You know that groundnut, Verusenaga, Arachis hypogaea. Arachis hypogaea is the scientific name of groundnut. If you observe the groundnut seed, you can find the two cotyledons. So the plants comes under the dicots. Kandi, Senaga, Pesara, Botany, Alasanda. So all these plants we can find the two cotyledons in their seeds. So all these plants kept under the dicots. So seeds with two cotyledons are kept under the dicots. And seeds with single cotyledon kept under the monocots. Mono means single. Di means two. For example, paddy, jova, bajra. Vari, guduma, jonna, mokkajonna, sajja, ragi, barley, oat. So all these plants, their seeds possess only single cotyledon only. So plants are divided into two classes, dicots and monocots. So dicots, the definition is a group of related orders. Next, division. A group of related classes. So dicots, plants with two cotyledons. Monocots, plant seeds with a single cotyledon. So these dicots and monocots kept under the spermatophyta. Sperma means seed. So these two are seed bearing plants. So these two classes, dicots and monocots, are seed bearing plants. And they kept under the spermatophyta. Sperma means seed, phyta means a plant. So plants bearing seeds are named as or come under spermatophyta. Are you clear? Okay. Next category is kingdom. So a group of related divisions. A group of related divisions is called as a kingdom. So example, kingdom is a Plantae. So it has two divisions, cryptophytes and spermatophytes. So cryptophytes means plants without seeds or spore bearing plants. Cryptogamy or cryptogams, pushpinchana mokkalu. Spermatophytes, plants bearing seeds. పుష్పించే మొక్కలు స్పెర్మటోఫైటా, పుష్పించిన మొక్కలు క్రిప్టోఫైట్స్. In cryptophytes, so we cannot find the flowers, but they possess spores. In spermatophytes we can find the seeds in their structure, in their life cycle. So spermatophytes are the seed bearing plants and the cryptophytes are the spore bearing plants. So these two divisions kept under the kingdom Plantae. So Plantae is the highest taxonomic category in plant classification. So as we go from species to kingdom, the number of common characters goes on decreasing. So if you go from species to kingdom, so the common characters are decreasing. So if you go from category kingdom to species, the characters are goes on increasing. So more rare species have the more number of common characters. So in genus it has some less characters. Family it shows some lesser similar characters. Like that, so the species are having the more number of similar characters. So as we go from species to kingdom, the number of common or similar characters goes on decreasing. So if you go from kingdom to species, the number of similar characters goes on increasing. Suppose if you observe the table here, please draw the table. So 8 columns. First column common name heading, second column biological name, third column genus, fourth column family, fifth column order, sixth column class, seventh column phylum or division. So if you observe the man, Manishi, scientific name of man is Homo sapiens. Biological name is the Homo sapiens. So genus is the Homo, sapiens is the species. So man belongs to the family Hominidae. So what is the family of man? Human being is the Hominidae. So the order of man is the Primata. Order of man is the Primata. And the class is the Mammalia. And the division of the man is the Chordator. Phylum or division of the man is the Chordator. So this is the systematic position of the man. Biological name, genus, species, family, order, class and division. You can write systematic position of housefly, Ega. So generally we are saying houseflies in the houses. So the scientific name of housefly is Musca domestica. Musca domestica. Genus is the Musca and the species is the domestica. Musca is the genus, domestica is the species. Family of housefly is the Muscidae. And the order is Diptera. Class is Insecta. And the phylum is Arthropoda. So you can also write the systematic position of two plants, mango, mamidi. The scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. So Mangifera is the genus and indica is the species. Its family is Anacardiaceae. Anacardiaceae. And the order of mango is Sapindales. And the class of mango is the Dicotyledonnae or dicots. And the division of mango is Angiospermae. and kingdom is the plant. Next, wheat, Goduma. Scientific name is Triticum aestivum. Triticum is the genus, aestivum is the species. So wheat belongs to the family Poaceae, P-O-A-C-E. So earlierly the Poaceae is named as a Graminae, G-R-A-M-I-N-A-E. Now the Graminae is changed into Poaceae. And the order of wheat is a Poales. And the class of wheat is a Monocotyledonea. And division of wheat is a Angiospermae. And kingdom is the plant. So these are the systematic question and different taxonomic categories of 2 animals and 2 plants. Are understood? So you can study 2 to 3 times. You can easily understand the systematic question and the various taxonomic categories of man, housefly, mango and wheat. And this step is very important for MSET and NEET questions also. In every year, one question comes from this table. So you can ask the different categories of the man or housefly, and you can identify the correct order of man. For example, the order of man is Diptera, Sapindales, Poales and Primata as given in the question. So what is the correct order of man? Primata. So you can observe and remember the each and every taxonomic category of man, housefly, mango and wheat. So any doubts? Okay. So if you observe the tree diagram of taxonomic categories, so kingdom is the highest category. Next, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. So if you observe the characters, we go from kingdom to species. So species has shows more resemble characters, more similar characters. Next, genus. So many species kept under the genus, and so many genera kept under the family. So many families kept under the order, and the various orders are kept under the class, and a group of classes kept under the phylum or division, and several divisions or phyla kept under the kingdom, either plant or animal. So if you go from species to kingdom, so the number of individuals, the number of organisms, plants are increased. So that is why species is the single plant and kingdom has the more number of individuals or organisms. In respect of number, so it has the different numbers. Kingdom has the highest number of individuals, species is the lone single number of individuals. So you can also write in the tree diagram of taxonomic categories. So in the plant classification, you can use the species, genus, family, order, class, division, kingdom. Like in animals, species, genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. Just generally we can use in
Good morning, my dear friends. I am P.V. Narayan, JLN Mass. I am holding the class, holding the maths paper, first year, mathematics 1 year. Now, welcome to maths class. Generally, the mathematics is a king of all sciences and the king of all arts. A very interesting and crazy subject. It develops the creative activities, and also very useful in daily life. Now we can voice mention. Okay. Now we can teach mathematics very easily. Okay. Now you take the first lesson, mathematical mathematical induction. What is induction? We see in daily life induction cooking. Induction is nothing but a step-by-step process. Your mathematics induction is a mathematical technique or a theorem. We have to prove the technique or a theorem or a function, whatever it may be, you prove true for certain values. Say, an example is there. Uh, put bicycles. You see in the bicycle stand at various schools, compounds, and cinemas and offices. They are in a particular ray, side by side, stand side by placed, stand by side by side, and so on. Suppose 20 bicycles are placed side by side in a ray. We have to push first bicycle, fall it again, second bicycle also same direction. So total 20 cycles are fall down. Just first one in what direction, then every bicycle falls in a same direction. This is called the mathematical induction. Now take one statement. Here statement is nothing but a meaningful sentence. Now you take say some of the n natural numbers. N natural numbers. We have natural numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on n. Say this is denoted P of n is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on n natural. This P is called proportionalized statement. Say simply P of n, that is n of the natural numbers is equal to, this is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. This is formula for Sn. Sn is the sum of the natural numbers. This is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on, n into n plus 1 by 2. Now the this statement you prove for all n natural numbers is true. This is proved by, we can prove by 3 steps. That is, one is basis of the induction, and second is step 1. This is step 1. Step 2, inductive hypothesis. This is step 2. And third one is inductive step. This is step 3. Now we solve the problems by 3 steps. Any given problem we can solve by 3 steps. Say, take one example. This is prove that the statement P of 1 is true for all natural numbers. That is, P of 1 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on plus n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. This is given problem. Proof. Let PFN be the given statement. So, first of all, you prove that by step 1. Step 1 is, where is step 1? Basis of the induction. Basis of the induction is nothing but induction. We have to prove the statement for n is equal to 1, true for n is equal to 1. Say, take P of n is true. Say, let n is equal to 1. We have P of 1 is equal to 1. This is LHS, and RHS is in the formula substitute n is equal to 1. We get that is equal to 1. So LHS is equal to RHS. So answer, this is true for n is equal to 1. That is, P of 1 holds good. This is step 1. Now we enter into step 2. What is step 2? Step 2 is induction of the hypothesis. Induction of the inductive hypothesis. Step 2 is inductive hypothesis. In this step, we prove the P of n is true for k greater than or equal to n, greater than or equal to 1. P of k, where k greater than or equal to 1, then we have to prove P of k is also true. This is simply, right now, P of k is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4 and so on plus k is equal to k into k plus 1 by 2. This is step 2. Right now, okay. Up to this, no doubt at all. First of all, by step basis of the induction on the given statement is true for n is equal to 1. It is proved. And the second step is inductive hypothesis. That is, this is true for P of 1 is true for k greater than or equal to 1. That is, Pk is true. Pk is true. Okay. Now, third step is inductive step. That is, we have to nest up to k we proved. Just we have to prove this statement is true for k plus 1. P of k plus 1. Yes. Since Pk is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on plus k is equal to k into k plus 1 by 2. We have to prove that. We have to do that. Pk plus 1 is true. We have to prove that Pk plus 1 is true. Okay. Observe. What is the next step? In here, Pk, in Pk, what is the last step? Last term k. Then, what is the next term after k? K plus 1. Why? Here, this is the nth term is k. So, Tk is equal to, that is, kth term is kn. And I want k plus 1th term is simply k plus 1. By, this is the natural numbers. By adding 1, you get this excisor. So, by adding k plus 1th term, Tk, that is k plus 1 on both sides. On both sides, you get. That means both sides, I add next k plus 1th term to the series and also the LHS, that is LHS. At the same time, to the formula given in RHS, right hand side. Okay. Therefore, Pk plus 1, Pk plus k plus 1. No. Then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus k plus 1. Here, this is Pk plus 1. Pk plus k plus 1. What is Pk? Pk is nothing but k into k plus 1 by 2. Therefore, k plus 1. That is equal to, here, 2 is LCM, k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 2. By 2. That is equal to, common this k plus 1 is common, right, common factor, then k plus 2 by 2. This can be written as k plus 1 into k plus 1 plus 1 by 2. Finally, we get in this expression, we get n is equal to k plus 1, where your original p of n is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on plus n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Here we get in n place we get k plus 1. So in this proof we write p of k plus 1 is also true is also proved for n is equal to k plus 1. Like this, the p of n statement is true for all natural numbers. Therefore, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2 is true for all natural numbers. N belongs to capital N, all natural numbers. Okay, this is over. Come to my point. By mathematical induction, by principle of mathematical induction, we prove this statement P of n is holds good for all natural numbers. All natural numbers are the n. N belongs to n. Okay, write down. We prove, we take one example problem, exercise problem, 2a, page number 52. By using the mathematical principle of mathematical induction, with the statements. Write down. By using mathematical induction, prove the statement for all n belongs to n. Take 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4, 4 into 5, and so on. And so on. Up to n terms. Up to n terms is equal to n into n square plus 6n plus 11 by 3. Okay. Let this is a proportional statement. Let P of n is equal to 2 into 3 into 4 into plus 4 into 5 and so on. Tn is equal to n into n square plus 6n plus in this series LHS we have to find, we know about the Tn, nth term in the given series. What is nth term in the given series? Yes, by Tn is equal to n plus 1 into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Tn is equal to n plus 1 into n plus 2. Am I correct? Yes. Put 1 is equal to n. N is equal to 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 3, 3. This is T1. This is first term. First term is equal to, that means n is equal to 1. Therefore 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 2, that is equal to 2 into 3. And T2 is equal to your n is equal to 2. 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 2, that is equal to 3 into 4. So, the nth term is n plus 1 into n plus 2. Okay. Therefore, P of n is equal to 2 into 3, 3 into 4, plus 4 into 5, and so on. Right? Here, in given problem, up to nth term, that is, you don't know nth term, but to find it, you found the nth term is n plus 1 into n plus 2. That is equal to n into n square plus 6n plus 11 by 3. This is P of n statement, the original statement. So, our goal is to prove the statement is true for all n values, all n natural numbers, all natural numbers. Okay. By mathematical connection, what is the steps? We prove the problem, we prove the statement by using 3 steps. Basis of the induction. What is basis of the induction? That means prove the statement for n is equal to 1 is true. This is called the basis of the induction. Okay. Take n is equal to 1. That implies P of 1 is equal to 2 into 3 is equal to, here substitute, n is equal to 1 means that is equal to first term. First term is 2 into 3. 2 into 3, first term, up to first term. First term is 2 into 3. In the formula, in the RHS, put substitute n is equal to 1. Right? We take the sum of the terms up to first term. Okay, first term. So, in formula, substitute n is equal to 1. 1 square, 1 into 1 plus 11 by 3. That is equal to, here 1 into 1 square, 6, 7 plus 18 by 3. So, this is equal to 6 is equal to 6. Therefore, LH is equal to RHS. We prove that P of 1 is true. That means the given statement is true for n is equal to 1. This is called the basis of the induction. Okay. This is proved. Now, the second step. Second step is inductive hypothesis. Inductive hypothesis means the given statement prove, we have to prove the given statement is true for k greater than or equal to 1. K greater than or equal to 1. So, write n is equal to k. N is equal to, right, n is equal to k. Then, 1 plus, 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 into 5 and so on. K plus 1 into k plus 2 is equal to, here replace n by k. K into k square, you get k into k square plus 6k plus 11 by 3. Okay. This is also proof. P of k is also proved by simply by replace n in the given statement by k. You get P of k. This is equal to P of k. Name it P of k. So P of k is equal to 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 and so on. K plus 1 into k plus 2 is equal to k into k square plus 3k plus 11. Write down. Now, step 3. Step 3 is inductive step. Inductive step means by induction step by step. So we prove the statement is true for all k values. Now we have to prove the next successor k plus 1 value is also true. So we have to prove P of k is true for P of n is true for n is equal to k plus 1. That is P of k is also true. Okay. Since P of k is equal to 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 plus and so on plus k plus 1 into k plus 2 is equal to k into k square plus 6k plus 11 by 3. This is pk. By inductive step, you add the next term to the both sides, on both sides. That is, you add k plus 1th term to the series and at the same time formula, that is RHS. So, here pk, this is LHS plus what is tk plus, this is k plus 1th term, this is k term, this is k term. I want a k plus 1th term is equal to P of k plus tk plus 1. Here k plus 1th term of the series of the given series is equal to n plus 1 plus 1 into k plus 2 plus 1. That is adding k plus 2 into k plus 3 on both sides. We get adding k plus 2 into k plus 3 on both sides. We get 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 and so on, k plus 1 into k plus 2. This is important. K plus 2 into k plus 3. This, we are adding this to the series and at the same time to the formula. Here, what is pk? Pk is, what is pk? The formula k into k square plus 6k plus 11 by 3 plus k plus 2 3. Okay, this is in LHS the series is okay. We prove that in RHS the formula is 2 for n is equal to k plus 1. That is, we write n in the place of k plus 1 in the place of n. Okay. Take this RHS. this is equal to k square plus 5k plus what is this? Okay, plus 6 by 3 by 3 by 3. Next, k cube plus 6 here 6k square, here 3k square, 6k square plus 3k square, 9k square. What is k is 11k plus 15k, that is equal to 15. 3 into 5, 15. 11, 15. 26k plus 26k. 11k. Okay. Plus 9 by 3. By 3. Okay. Now, we solve this by synthetic manner. By synthetic manner. What is the expression here? K cube plus 9k square plus 26k plus 9. So, they factorize this expression by synthetic manner. By synthesis manner or technique, whatever it may be. 1, 9, 26, 9. This is, what is this? This is 18. Okay. So, already you know that k plus 1 is, assume that the k plus 1 is one of the factor. Therefore, k is equal to 1, k is equal to minus 1. K plus 1 is equal to 0, therefore k is equal to minus 1. Therefore, 0, 1 into minus 1, that is equal to minus 1. 8 into minus 1, minus 8. Here 18 into minus 1, that is equal to minus 18. 0. So we get a quadratic equation, that is k square plus 8k plus 18. This is quadratic equation. Again, factorize this quadratic equation into two expressions. Okay. Therefore, so this is equal to k plus 1 into k square plus 8k plus 18 by 3. So, this is equal to k plus 1 by 3 k square plus 2k. This k square plus 8k plus 18 can be written as like this: k square plus 2k plus 1 plus 6k here 8k minus 2k 6k plus 6 6k plus 6 plus 11. 1 plus 6 plus 11 is equal to 8. 8. K square, K square. 2k plus 6k is equal to 8k. Okay? Then k plus 1 is by 3 into this is k plus 1 whole square. Here 6 is common. This is k plus 1. This is 11. So k plus 1 into k plus 1 whole square plus 6 k plus 1 plus 11 by 3. What is our original formula? RHS. RHS is what is n into n square plus 6n plus 11. We see. You observe that in n place, what you get? K plus 1. That is n into n square plus 6n plus 11 by 3. So, from this proof, we get this is true for n is equal to k plus 1. Therefore, P of k is also true. Like this, you prove the problem for all or for every natural numbers. N belongs to n. Okay. Therefore, 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 and so on, n terms up to n terms is equal to n into n square plus 6n plus 11 by 3 is true for all n belongs to n, all natural numbers. N belongs to n. Okay. Okay. Take these notes. The definition of the mathematical induction is a mathematical technique or a formula or a theorem proved by induction. That is, induction means you prove the problem or statement for a step-by-step process for all natural numbers. This is the proof of the statement or a given problem is using by principle of mathematical induction. We perform this problem or solve the problem by 3 steps. Step 1, basis of the induction. Basis of the induction is, first of all, you take or name the series or the given problem or the given statement P of n. P of n is the statement, given statement. Therefore, by basis of the induction, this is true for n is equal to 1. That is P of 1 is true. Okay. In step 2, inductive hypothesis. P of n is true for k greater than or equal to 1 for all k values. This is step 2, inductive hypothesis. The third step is, since P of k is true for all n values or k values, then we have to prove in third step the next successor term. This is also P of k plus 1 is also true. For solving this problem, we take first of all you write the kth term and the k plus 1 term. K plus 1 term. The next term of the kth term is k plus 1 term. Write down. Then by adding k plus 1 term on both sides, that is to the series of left side LHS, left hand side, and formula right hand side, by adding this k plus 1 term, you get. Series is okay, no problem. Up to 1 term to k plus 1 term is series is there. So you modify or the factorize this formula into original formula. Therefore, by obtain k plus 1 in place of n, that is n is equal to k plus 1. So we get this is true for also k plus 1 term. P of k plus 1 is also true. Since therefore the P of 1 is true for all n natural numbers. Okay. Write down homework. Exercise 4th and 7th problem. Page number 50.